Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to our first episode of Guest Lost.
Guest Lost.
Very good.
Today we have our good friend / enemy, Joshua Mullane.
Hello.
Mulley.
Hope everyone listening is very well.
Very kind of you.
It's great to have you on, Josh. How does it feel to be the first guest?
I feel privileged. I mean, I expected it to be people you mention more in this podcast, to be honest. I just seem to get absolutely slandered, and that's it. I don't have it.
But you deserve it.
No, I don't know, do I?
Yes, you do, because you almost got me kicked out of school.
Yeah, but it's not like, Josh is a good mate. Oh, we also got kicked out of school as well. It was just like, Josh is a twat.
Yeah, no, we've forgotten that you're a good mate. Josh is the twat who got me kicked out.
There was no equilibrium there. It's just negatives the whole way. I'm in my car driving, just crying. I can't see where I'm going.
This is why he hasn't been listening, isn't it?
By saying you just said a big word that you're not allowed to say.
Oh,
what's that?
You're not allowed to say big words because I don't really understand what they mean. You said
anything with more than 5 letters in it, we tend to avoid on this podcast.
You just said the word anything. What's going on here?
What does that mean?
Exactly. He only hears like every third word.
I do.
This is a fucking weird experience. I'm just watching a recording of my own voice now. I'm going to put that down.
Mate, it's great. Great fun. It's nice to have someone else to talk to because Gingell does get a bit boring.
Well, that's fucking not true. You guys can, quite frankly, both fuck off.
So I assume point 1 is me clearing my name, is it?
Yeah, fuck it. Go on. You see, say your side of this, the penknife story. For anyone who doesn't know, I made I had a Swiss Army knife and I cut a key out and put it on the Swiss Army knife, and then I took it to school because it was my house key.
Don't act like you were doing it, Mr. Blacksmith over there.
Alright, my dad did it, fuck you. Okay, yeah.
People calling you up after this podcast asking you to sort their keys out.
Call me Timpsons. So I took it into school and I showed Mulley in maths, and he just fucking ratted me out to the teacher as she walks past. He goes, "Miss, Clark's got a knife."
Alright, horrendous impression for first point. Secondly, it wasn't quite like that, was it? It was more like I thought she was going to be quite cool about it, and quite frankly, she wasn't. I mean,
she wasn't.
No, and in hindsight, that's fair play because she has a knife.
What would you have done, Mulley, if Clark had been arrested that day?
What had I done?
Yeah. Would you have felt bad?
How old were we then?
Sorry?
How old were we then, Clark? What, 17?
17.
17. Yeah.
I was going to say go have a pint, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
You might have been 18, to be fair, because it was the last year of school.
Yeah, you probably were, mate.
Oh, sake. Yeah, I'd have got a pint then. Go on, celebrate. Invite Miss Nights out with me. Name dropped it there. I'm so sorry. Well, no, I've told you my other blunder in this situation like this, haven't I? Because where I was at the pub, and the bartender, I knew her quite well, and she was serving about 8 or 9 pints to this fella, and she puts them on the counter, turns around, and goes to the till and says, "Oh, that'll be £11, please." And I just sort of went, "Hang on," like just without even not a second to go. Maybe don't say this, Josh. Maybe that's a good idea to just let this one slide. It was, "Hang on. That shouldn't be that much."
You fucked up.
That's a fucking that's a wrongdoing. I'm going to sort that out. And I just fucking piped up in this pub and just was like, "No, that's wrong." And then she was like, "Oh yeah, that's actually 30 quid." And I was like, "Oh shit!"
You hate to see it.
The Samaritan.
I just got bullied throughout the whole night after that from these fellas, and it was like a big table as well. It wasn't just one poor kid by himself that was like, "Oh yeah, fair play." It was like the rowdiest cunts in the world. Absolutely bad for that.
Oh god,
Josh.
What I'm trying to say, Clark, is that I didn't do it on purpose. I would have done it to anyone. It wasn't personal, is what I'm saying. It was a natural gut reaction.
I appreciate that.
Quite bad when my defence isn't to come on and say, "Yeah, I didn't mean to do it." It was that I did mean to do it. I just not to you.
But it's just not because it was just you. It would come to anyone. Do you apologise?
Sure. I mean, you didn't actually get kicked out, so
no, fair. fair.
I'd apologised. I'd felt quite bad if you had got kicked out, but you didn't. So
it was close, very close.
Yo, Clark, if you didn't get kicked out, you were going to fail because your grades anyway, mate, to be fair.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I did end up leaving that year.
Your attention span and further mathematics is what got you kicked out, not...
But I went on a holiday to France that summer, and I was like, I saw this massive fucking katana on the wall that you could just, it was like 20 euros or something. I was like, I should buy that and bring it into sixth form.
I should buy that and then blacksmith it myself onto my keys because I'm such a fucking hero.
Oh my days. Is there something in your pocket? You're just happy to see me? No. It's my katana.
Stabbing me in the foot.
Slice his head off. I'd be coming for you first, Mulley.
Pull out a Swiss Army knife and it's the TARDIS of all Swiss Army knives. Just pull it out. It's got a fucking lightsaber on it. It's got a samurai sword.
A machine gun.
Nunchucks on there. Yeah, 20 quid in France, that. Yeah, pretty good.
Not too bad. Made it myself.
So yeah, I do apologise, but I also kind of don't because it's funny.
Okay, well, I sort of appreciate it then, but I also kind of don't.
But you appreciate me dubbing you in. I wrote that. I've done quite well out of that.
It was stupid of me to bring it in, so.
It really was.
You live and learn.
You do indeed.
So we're starting a tradition for our Guest Lost episodes. And the tradition is that every guest that we have, and you are the first guest, so
Thank you.
So it better be good.
So it better be
Fuck you,
good. No pressure. Has to tell their worst alcohol story that they have.
All right.
Because all we seem to do on all of our episodes is tell stories about how we got drunk. Every story starts with, yeah, we were absolutely blasted that night. And when we listen back, we're like, oh God. Every
How often do
story
you have a
starts.
great story that like, oh, I was sober and I was in the garden centre.
And I found a really nice pair of pliers.
You say that, we have just spent the first fucking 10 minutes of this talking about maths class, so, you know.
Yeah, you're right. You are right.
To be fair, we were plastered in maths class that day, so.
Oh, days.
Okay, yeah, so what's your... I've seen a few pictures of you laying on the floor with, like, surrounded by puke in the middle of Bury, but I have a feeling you've got worse stories than that.
I mean, it's Will's puke, that's not really my fault, is it?
Oh.
It's not my fault I like lying in it.
Just wanted a quick sniff.
Okay, the worst one... I've got a few.
Yes.
One of the worst ones was that this year, actually, well, this... If you count a year ago today as a year, it was
A year ago today?
my first ever Christmas works do. Not a year ago today, but I'm saying whatever. And so my first ever one, like with these new people, I'd only started in October and it was in like the late November we did it. And we went out to this, I think it was Slug and Lettuce or something like that, so it wasn't particularly classy evening. But it was Peroni, all you could drink on tap. Like they were just filling up jugs, and the guy was just buying it, like for us.
That's filth.
Yeah,
that's filth.
So you didn't even know how many pints you were drinking. You just had a pint in your hand, and someone would come and fill it up when you got halfway done, and it was absolutely horrendous.
Very dangerous.
Just very dangerous indeed. And yeah, so this started probably about 7, and at 11:30, I remember telling the guy I was supposed to get a lift home with that I don't want to lift home anymore. It's fine. I'll get a taxi.
Oh.
And I went outside to try and find the taxi rank, and he came out an hour later, and I was still stood outside trying to find a taxi. But I was just stood outside the front door, so I hadn't gone anywhere. So pretty successful trip. But then I also did manage to get a taxi that night, and this is in Derby, and I was going back to Notts to see a young female that I was talking to at the time.
Oh.
And
what's her name? What's her number? What's her age, sex, location?
When did you have her first period?
If you just go onto your phone, Clark, and just type in the word mum on your contacts.
Boom!
No, so I was going, and I remember waking up halfway there in the taxi on like a M road, like a main road, and just telling the guy to stop. Just like, stop now, I'm going to be sick. Stopped at the side of the road, was sick everywhere, and then just got back in the taxi and fell back asleep again. He was quite happy about it. And when I got there, I went back to this young lady's house. It cost me 40 quid, that taxi did.
Fuck.
And I got into it. We went into her bedroom, and she had also been out on the piss that night. And I took my old clothing off and put it on the floor, and then she was sick on it.
Oh my god.
So I paid 40 quid for a girl to be sick on my clothes.
Oh,
and then,
days.
And then me have to walk home in sticky clothes the next day. It was mostly my boxers she was sick on, so I walked home in no pants, put them in the bin, and then went home. Like,
well, you guys are clearly meant for each other.
Yeah.
And where is she now?
Pretty poor. So don't need that. And that was quite bad. I didn't enjoy that particularly.
Fucking
probably
lovely. It always happens on a work night out, doesn't it?
I'd say probably top 1 hangovers of my life, I'd say.
Top 1. Hangovers are the worst. I used to brag about not getting hangovers because I didn't really know what a hangover was. So when I first started drinking, I'd just because I woke up without a headache, I thought I wasn't hungover. But really, I had all the other symptoms of a hangover, like wanting to throw up every 5 seconds.
And like shitting yourself and stuff, like normal people stuff, yeah?
Yeah, classic.
Well, we all shit ourselves to hangovers, right?
Oh, yeah. I shit myself on a regular basis, so...
Hey, right. You're just like, oh shit, I must be hungover.
Yeah. I'm still hungover from the weekend. But it's
Friday.
Thursday. Yeah, well... Oh, that was a great story.
Yeah, that was lovely.
Thanks.
Yeah, if this girl is listening...
not my proudest moment.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
That's...
Yeah, well done you for being sick on my clothes.
Yeah, thank you very much for a wonderful story, lady.
In all fairness, not my worst sex story, so...
Do you want to tell that one, or do you want to keep that one private?
Depends if you're going to tell yours.
No, I think
I know yours, Clarky, so...
No, come on, we got to say names as well.
No, I'm not saying names, absolutely fine.
Oh my days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd tell mine, but I'm not sure your mum would want me to say it, Josh.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Oh, there is a second mum joke.
Same joke as 5 minutes ago. Imagine write that one down. Yeah, so I was having sex, and... you're going to be surprised to hear this, I was intoxicated.
No way.
So was she. And she had a nosebleed on my face. So she was on top and she had a nosebleed onto my face, like in my eyes and shit.
What?
And we stopped, cleaned it all up.
You stopped?
Obviously we stopped. I'm not... I mean,
not a
there's some things
vampire.
I'll have sex through, but...
Opens his mouth.
a little bit kinky, you know.
It's on the list.
Bit of S&M.
We stopped, cleaned it all up, sorted everything out, and then obviously I had to like change my bed sheets and everything. Got back in bed afterwards, and it's probably like 10, 20 minutes later or something, and decided, right, we'll try again. Had sex again, and she had a nosebleed on my face again.
Oh my days.
Twice in a row.
Two in like half an hour.
Oh my god.
Well, while you were having sex, were you just repeatedly punching her in the face?
I was going to say, did she just not want to be there, so she was hitting herself in the face?
I thought that's what sex is. Every time she was going down, I was headbutting the nose. I thought that's what it was.
Like, Josh, what are you doing? Oh yeah, you like that.
Yeah, you call me daddy.
When you get someone else's nosebleed blood up your own nose, it's a bad day.
Oh, that's quite impressive.
Oh, Mulley.
That reminds me of a sex story of a friend from work was telling me, actually. I haven't spoken to them in ages, so I'm sure they won't mind me saying.
Give us their name.
And she was I'm not giving any. I can't even remember her name.
Can't have been that good of a friend then.
Yeah.
You don't remember her name, but you remember her sex story.
Well, it's far more interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, fair.
So she said she was having sex with this guy in a field, and then he started crying while she was having sex, and he was just out there just crying.
What about?
Did she carry on?
Yeah, everything carried on.
Yeah, upset.
You say in a field?
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I think I'd class that as probably the lowest moment of my life. If I'm coming, crying in a field.
Oh,
Like, that is probably up there. If there was a mirror in front of me, I think that'd probably be...
that's one of those life-changing moments where you realise that everything isn't okay.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to you? Is that why you started going meditating in Thailand or whatever?
Yeah, that's why you can't remember this girl's name, because it's actually him who is. It was him in the story. Oh yeah, my friend from work.
Oh, Charlie.
Oh, we've all got mates from work. I can't even remember his name.
No, I just didn't want to expose Clark's mother.
Oh, there's a third one.
Yeah.
Three. Oh.
It's coming for every mum today.
That's going to be the title of this episode then. Mum jokes, is it?
Oh, my days.
Absolutely classic. They get kicked out of maths class. Jesus Christ.
Or the jokes, or crying when you're having sex.
I'll let you be the judge of that one, my
Or
friend.
shagging the maths teacher's mum.
Oh, my days.
I'm looking through other topics on this, and I'm interested in what you guys have... I haven't put anything towards this.
No, you
I'm
haven't.
just here
You've
as
been
a-
very slack.
I'm just here as a kind of along for the ride kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I said to your mum as well. But
There it is. Relentless.
so
Okay, yeah.
I'll wait for you guys to introduce your own topics, I guess.
No, you ask questions.
Yeah,
about
bro.
it. How about that?
Yeah, you
Okay,
brought it up,
You
bro.
interview us.
I'm very drawn towards magicians. That's the end of my sentence. That's not really to do with the
Magicians.
topics. That's just the end of my sentence, I guess.
You just-
Fucking love Darren Brown.
oh, my days.
All right. Well, I wrote that because basically what I wrote is magicians, sex gods / virgins. Because
So you
I
want
feel
the
like
debate on
as a
each?
kid, when you start doing magic, like every kid has tried doing magic, the ones who carry it on either become incredible fucking magicians like Darren Brown, and he's definitely getting a lot of sex. Like, that guy's penis has been in a lot of women.
Oh, I see what you mean by that.
But the ones who carry it on and don't become Darren Brown are just lifelong virgins. They're just the guys in the corner of the party doing card tricks while everyone else is getting on with people.
You know, I feel like Darren Brown didn't have sex. He didn't like pick up a deck of cards at 6 years old and think, right, I'm shagging now. Do you know what I mean? He probably went through a few years of not.
It may, I don't
reckon
know.
he's 6.
But it's like on that film Now You See Me. At the start of that, he's using his magic to like bang a load of women.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I can't imagine many people who actually took up magic being that cool.
Yeah, but they don't have, like, groupies. Do you know what I mean?
He did.
Yeah,
And that's
groupies.
fucking
Yeah, but that's Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg,
You've seen
and
the
he's
man.
not exactly the coolest person in the world.
Oh, bro, he is.
I mean,
no, he's
Played
pretty
Mark
cool.
Zuckerberg.
I've seen Mark Zuckerberg these days. Jesus Christ.
He is a sexy man.
He is. I don't know, is he a man or is he a cyborg?
He's definitely not a man.
You could sit on my Facebook if you know what I'm talking about.
Whee! Lovely. Thank you very much.
And that's the end of the podcast, so thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Short one this week.
Did you have a specific sex advice, Clark, that you wanted to share with people?
No, I was listening to that really shit drunk episode that we did, which actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And I mentioned on that we should start giving really, really terrible sex advice as like a running thing on this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to us talk about that when we were intoxicated, and one of us, I can't remember whether it was me or you, one of us mentioned that, or gave the bit of sex advice where women love it when you repeatedly punch them in the fanny. Just make their flaps nice and blue.
Yeah, that was definitely you, mate.
Oh, yeah.
That's lifted like
That is
verbatim
not
from your
the sort of thing.
transcript, is it?
No one else is coming up with that shit.
So yeah, I think we should start giving really shit sex advice for the young people who listen.
What, all
If
those...
they know
Or
the
the virgin magicians who have
Yeah, the...
experience with your mum.
Oi!
You're
you
welcome.
said I had experience with your mum, is what you just said.
I have had experience with your mum. Wait, I'm confused. Gingell,
Yeah.
coffee at Reading.
Yeah.
What do you mean? All you've written is coffee at Reading. Or is that reading?
No, that's Reading.
Okay.
So, at Reading, I've just had this really nice coffee.
Oh, thanks for that really long talking point. Gingell had a nice coffee. Moving on.
No, there's actually a
like when we all
backstory
went
here.
together.
Sorry?
Like 2016 Reading, like when we all went together, that Reading.
It was that one, yeah.
That's what you're
I
talking
didn't. I didn't actually have a nice coffee. That's not.
Oh, so you've lied now.
Yeah, I
this
know,
is
I
a
completely
completely
understood.
made up point.
The story's actually a lot less boring.
Okay, go then.
So I was walking through. I think it was like a Miramar set or some shit, and there was a couple of girls sat on the floor watching it in one of the big old tents. A couple of like really boho-y girls, you know, like fucking, you know, chandeliers coming out their ears and a whole field of daisies in their hair, that kind of shit was going on.
Yeah, they haven't showered in like 4 years.
Shagging some 45-year-old man for a bag of
Yeah.
kit. You know the type.
Never wear
tucked
shoes.
their belt loop.
And they were just sat on the floor, and they'd obviously like really put the effort in to look nice for their day at Reading. For their day at Reading, and
Yeah.
sat in front of them was this cup of coffee, and they were dressed in all white. And so I go walking through the tents at Reading, just trying to find my mates and shit. And then as I'm walking, I'm not really looking where I'm going, and I kick the coffee, and it sprays them head to toe.
Oh my god.
And I've never felt so bad before, man. Like, I'd feel less bad if I hit them in the face.
They're
You know?
the type of girls that like being pissed on, so I bet they didn't mind that much.
No, but it's all the aesthetic, isn't it? Well, and the
Coffee
aesthetic was
masks the
absolutely
gross
fun.
smell.
I've got a question.
What?
How did you know it was coffee? Did you go and smell it afterwards? Could have been any brown liquid, I assume.
How many brown liquids
shit
can you
for
think
you
of?
Oh,
Oh,
Tea?
it could have just
Tea
been
for
a
a
cup of
start.
diarrhea.
that's a good question. No,
Wait,
I did
would
go
you
up and
fucking-
sniff them after.
You're like, oh, I've got to tell this story in a podcast in 4 years. Do you mind if I just make sure it's coffee first?
Just need to double check.
That is fucking embarrassing, though. I would probably run.
Did they say anything?
They said no. They were just absolutely horrified. They were so taken aback. You know when you just gasp and you kind
Yeah.
of take in your surroundings because you don't really realise what's just happened. And I'm just stood up in front of them, like leaning over them, like, oh, I'm so sorry for all I've just
Were you
done.
drunk or were you so?
No, I was completely sober. This was like,
my God.
it was like fucking midway through the afternoon. Honestly, you could tell they put hours into this outfit. Look.
Then you should have been drunk at that point at Reading.
I was going to say, we could have done a less pussy time than that. This was 9 a.m.
I'd actually just woken up.
No, I wasn't drunk at this time. It was 7 p.m. Am I a madman?
Mate, the Uramasa were playing at fucking 3 o'clock. What's going on?
They hadn't quite blown up yet, I think.
No beer before dinner.
So I must have got a curfew. Oh, days.
Oh my
But
god.
honestly, so if either of you two girls are listening now, I don't care. It was
two
quite
of them?
funny. Yeah, 2 of them though.
1 cup of coffee soaked 2 girls.
Just like fucking head to toe, bro. Like it was a fucking like spray. It honestly looked like someone had projectile diarrhea on the pair of them. It like you know.
Probably not the first time they've had that happen.
I wish I'd seen it.
It was awful. It was awful.
The worst memory from Reading, I think, was we were just sat around like, in our campsite, and these girls had like pulled up next to us. We had quite a big campsite, there's quite a few of us, and these girls were in the tent next to us. And they're quite a small, like 1-man tent, I think it was, for like 3 people. So they were like probably just snuggle in there at night time, probably baking like absolute potatoes.
Yeah.
And-
it's hot.
Yeah, and these guys came over on like the it's been the Friday, came over and were chanting, and we couldn't hear what they were chanting until they got towards us. And as they got to the tent, they were chanting, "Cheat on our mate, piss in your tent." And they went into this one-man tent, and all three of them took a piss on all of their stuff.
What the fuck?
And I just remember being sat there being like, I don't really like this festival, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of this.
Fucking hell.
Wait, so they actually...
There's piss all over your stuff.
They pre-organised this? They pre-organised
this? Chanting the whole... I don't know how, when the chant started, I don't know if as they got towards the tent, or if like, right, lads, from our tent, we are chanting this all the way.
Oh my god.
They started off with a fucking marching band behind them, they disappeared. I think that's what's going on.
You imagine you hear that from your mate, you turn around and be like, oh, I'm not so sure about that one, Chief. Can't we just piss in the tent, Luke?
This ain't it. So this person had clearly cheated on their
their friend, yeah.
But what if this person was staying in the tent with one of their friends as well? That innocent friend has just got piss all over their stuff.
I don't give a shit, bro.
Oh my fucking god.
What the hell are they
in a one-man tent, and there's piss probably a good 2 inches up, like snowfall. Like a puddle.
Just start swimming. He's scuba diving gear on.
Oh, God.
That was my worst story from Reading. I did not enjoy. I like after that, I was kind of like, we can go home now if you fancy. Like,
yeah, let's go to V Festival next year.
You're a master at 3 years. I was cutting it for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, please. Are you more of a sundown man?
Oh, way more of a sundown.
There's a lot of young girls there.
Yeah. Wait, what? Nah, sundown's fun because it's so shit. The same as White Noise. It's just so wank. It's so
White
good.
Noise is great. What a fucking festival.
The music is shit, Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like trash festivals are actually like the best festivals.
Yeah, the good thing about White Noise is you can take your car onto the field.
You can take anything onto that field. You bring a gun onto that field if you wanted. Bro, you roll up in a tank and they won't question it.
Yeah, do that for free.
Yeah, no, I mean, Reading is a fucking skanky festival, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good fun, but it's a bit fucked up when you're walking down like one of the paths and you see a guy absolutely off his face tied to a lamppost.
Forgot about him. He was fully sellotaped to the fucking lamppost, wasn't he?
Properly duct taped.
Sellotaped to it?
Out.
No, it was like gaffer tape.
Yeah.
Like the silver gaffer tape.
With writing all over his fucking head.
It's like, please feed me, I'm drunk.
Yeah, and everyone around him was like, oh, this is his first time being drunk. Why would you save your first time to ever get drunk to be fucking Reading Festival?
God.
With all your mates who obviously have drunk before as well.
I'm glad that our friend group wasn't that bad. None of us are dickheads like that.
No.
Nah, definitely. I mean, it's just not funny, is it?
No, they just get you kicked out
such
of
a mum.
sixth form.
Oh, it's just not funny.
It's just not funny. There's a line and you crossed it.
But he wasn't just sat there like looking sad. He was having a good time with it, you know.
Yeah.
It's not as if he was just like crying.
Yeah.
Crying and wanking.
he couldn't have access to his arms, mate.
I don't know if you followed those Twitter pages after each festival. There'd be like spotted at Reading Twitter pages, and there'd be loads of fucking videos submitted to this Twitter page. And there's like, we saw a few of these, but the people who just dived headfirst into the massive fucking puddles that are there, and you can tell they're on some form of ket, and they're going to wake up in the morning like, what the fuck did I do? They've got like a broken nose from smacking their head on the floor. Covered in piss.
Not as bad as the Leeds like hill. People would literally like.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Just diving off it.
Mate, that is so much fun. I'd absolutely do that.
What are you going to do with them clothes afterwards?
No, that's why you do it at the end. You bring your blow up mattress. You got to bring your blow up mattress. Use that as some sort of surfboard, right? You get a couple of people on there.
Sick.
Be fucking brilliant.
Bomb it down the hill.
Yeah.
I just don't think I've had enough practice doing that to make it work. I've been down the New Green when it
cool
snows on countrywide signs, but I haven't
studied the physics.
But do you know what I mean? If I laid my air mattress down and just took a run up and jumped on it, I'd be on my back, broke my neck, at the top of this hill, and then having to slide down and just shit.
The mattress would be at the bottom, going down without you.
And you'd like slowly follow it. Oh my god.
Speaking of diving off hills, would you ever do that cheese race chase thing?
Oh my god,
yeah,
it looks really fun, but also you definitely fucking break every bone in your body.
I don't understand how you can't break something doing that.
I know. You see people literally skidding down this hill on their face.
Just hitting bumps and doing like triple backflips and shit.
Yeah. Oh, it's fucking great. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's a fucking thing where they roll a massive roll of cheese, a circle thing of cheese, down the hill, and people have to chase it, and whoever gets the cheese wins, I think.
I think that's right.
I think that's the idea of it. And at the bottom, there's like fucking shitload of rugby lads catching the people who actually make it down on their feet.
No one has ever taken an air mattress to that though, so to my knowledge, so maybe we should.
You'd wipe everyone out if you had that. Can you imagine?
That'd be fucking funny.
I'm just looking up. No one has ever been killed at the cheese roll.
Killed.
No one has ever been killed.
I don't understand how.
I bet you've had a few broken arms and that.
Yeah, I'd be the first one to die.
Mate, we had broken arms at curve motion, let alone chasing a bit of cheese down a fucking hill.
Fuck.
Jesus.
So do you get the cheese if you win?
I don't know if you'd want it, would you?
Fuck yeah, I'd want it.
Rolling a baby bell down the hill, you wouldn't really want to eat that full of fucking grass after.
It takes longer than 10 seconds, so the rule's out the window.
Yeah, that's true.
You could carve the first layer of the cheese off.
I think it's actually in skin, so it wouldn't be
too fair. Clark the blacksmith over there probably would try and do that.
Get my penknife key out. My katana.
Surely you win the cheese, Will.
I'd expect you do, but I don't see how that's a worthy prize for your risk of your literal bones.
I feel like it's worth it. I feel like that is worth it.
You can just go buy that cheese. It won't cost you that much.
It probably costs more to enter the cheese roll than it would to actually get the cheese.
It costs more for an air mattress than to do that. I'll take that for free.
Have you not seen how big the cheese is? The cheese is massive, isn't it? It's not like a single baby bell. It's like a fucking...
It is like
it's like a
tyre.
Yeah,
it's like
a tyre.
if a T-Rex had a car and that car had a wheel.
Why a T-Rex?
I don't think it's as big as a normal car wheel.
No, I think it's bigger than a normal wheel.
It's not. It's like a go-kart size wheel.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Why
fucking
did you have to bring
retract that statement now. You wouldn't fucking do it now, would you?
No, I'm kind of put off the now.
Dry.
I suppose you'd actually probably destroyed the town if it was their size. Now I think about it.
Yeah. T-Rexes are fucking big.
And their cars would be huge.
Yeah, but their steering wheels would have to be so close to them.
They would.
So their airbags would go off and kill them.
Oh, yeah, it'd be like a Formula 1 car.
Oh, with so much leg space.
Oh, mate. What a horrendous topic.
Yes. Let's move on, shall we?
Can I hear your guys' worst alcohol story then? Or have you already told them before on these podcasts?
Oh, you'd know if you listened, you piece of
bro.
shit.
Yeah, we've actually documented all of ours already, so it's in a nice package for you.
I mean, your breaking your elbow one's bad, Clark. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's the one. That's my worst one.
That's your worst one.
Yeah. I don't know what yours is, Ginger. What have you actually told your worst one?
I probably have. I mean, we're like 10 episodes deep at this point.
Yeah, we mentioned the fact that you threw up in the McDonald's disabled toilet's sink.
I don't know. That Southampton bar story is quite a good one.
Oh, that's true. That's not a bad story though. That's like a funny story.
What's the worst one where all three of us are involved in the same night?
Oh my god.
I remember Demi's tortoise having a bit of a struggle one night.
Oh my fucking
God. My Jesus, yeah. Yeah, someone pissed in his tank.
We weren't involved in the tortoise.
Yeah, we were not involved.
So there was a house party. There's a house party that all three of us attended. And it was one of the ones that just get a bit out of hand, where people show up who weren't invited, and I was only drinking. Were you guys only drinking?
Yeah. I can't remember, to be honest.
Certain people who had showed up, probably the people who weren't invited, were getting a bit, they were on the coke. And
I thought you were going to proper code that up then, but you just didn't.
You say it like a mum could.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, they were on the cocaine, you know.
They were on Charlie, and quite frankly, it's despicable.
And I just read about this, and it's not very good.
They've been smoking the cocaine and injecting it. Just no idea how drugs work at all.
It was a whole pound of crack cocaine.
I think it cost £10.
Yeah. Must have cost something silly like 7 whole pounds. Just have a beer, why don't you? So we were at a house party, and these people were on the crack cocaine, and the person who owned the house had a tortoise, and was it the tortoise or the turtle? Because they had both.
One of them's only aquatic, so the other one.
Yeah, they basically.
It was a tortoise.
There's pictures of people. Firstly, putting a cigarette in this tortoise's mouth.
What? Oh yeah.
Well, it's not actually in its mouth. It's like pretending.
And it wasn't like the end of a fag and it was burning. It was like a rolled, unlit cigarette.
Yeah, it was like not a lit one, but it was like it wasn't actually in the tortoise's mouth. And then there was people actually snorting cocaine off the tortoise's belly. That was the worst part, I think. Jesus. Wait, was that might have been my birthday party.
Oh my days. That was you doing it, wasn't it?
Demi's house.
Because they hosted a fucking surprise party for me. No, it wasn't me doing it.
Pretty slow on that one.
Sorry. I'll have you know, I've never been on the crack cocaine. No, I remember I was passed out by like 11 o'clock that day.
No, I could have sworn I remember you saying like, "Oh, I hope you enjoyed that too, buddy."
Fuck off. Fuck off, it wasn't me.
I heard you asking for it. You know.
In all fairness, if they've got a plastic straw up their nose already, it's going to be way easier to
Oh, stop.
Oh my days.
No, you shouldn't talk like that.
Save the turtle.
Don't save the turtles.
Give Boris Johnson. Save the turtle. Don't save the turtle. Go to work, don't go to work.
Eat out to help out. Stay thin.
Stay inside or something.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. And that was that house party. Oh, it ended up dying, I think, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Because someone poured vodka in the fish tank where it lived.
No, that was the turtle tank.
Yeah, most definitely.
Wasn't it?
Oh, the turtle tank. So the turtle ended up dying.
Yeah, not the tortoise. The tortoise, I think, that did it right.
It's bad. I just want to say again, none of us were involved, so don't come at us. Except Ginger, he was the one who did it.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. All right.
No, we weren't. But yeah, that was probably the worst. But although, does that count? Because none of us were actually involved.
No, we were just there at the time and not really know what was going on, and then just wake up in the morning.
Literally, none of us even knew what happened until we woke up the next morning and see all these pictures.
Yeah.
I think it was Colonel Mustard with the lead pipe in the kitchen, to be honest.
Oh man, dude, it was quite funny though seeing a picture of a tortoise with a cigarette. I don't know.
It was.
You enjoyed that, and then you heard it died, and you were like, that's a bit.
Yeah.
That's a bit.
Yeah.
I knew we shouldn't have lit it.
That was the same party where someone who used to live in America came back and got absolutely fucked up, and then people drew all over her face.
Days.
So I said that our group wasn't like that, where you'd tie people to a post and stuff, but clearly some people in the group were.
Oh, let me guess, Clark, you weren't involved in
I told you I was fucked up and passed out by 11.
Oh, days.
On my birthday.
Well, isn't that the same night that you punched a hole through the wall?
I kicked a hole. I think it probably was.
No, Clark, you kicked a wall and you made a hole. You didn't kick
Yeah. God. I kicked a hole in a wall. Not proud of it. Not my best moment.
Oh, funny though.
It was a weak wall. It was a very weak wall.
Clearly, if you could get through it.
Fuck you. I'll have you know I'm very strong. It was actually just a solid brick wall. Pure concrete. The whole house actually fell down. That's how the tortoise died. The whole house fell down.
Oh yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah. When we all woke up in the rubble the next morning. Yeah. That's what happened.
That's what I call hangovers. In the rubble.
Yeah. No, but I can't think of anything that all three of us were involved.
Nah, we're just good, sensible friends.
Yeah, we don't. To be honest, I can't even remember getting drunk with any of you.
No, Clark, we've downed a few pints and spoons.
We have downed a few pints. Yeah, me and Mulley are quite good at downing
days.
pints. Mulley is like the champion of downing a pint. And every time I've had one beer, I think I can take him on.
Yeah, you boys are pretty good.
I lost to my housemate Nick once because I underestimated him big time, and it was on the biggest stage of like a lockdown quiz, and it was drink a pint to win a point for your team, and I just took it for granted and I bottled it.
Oh, you mug.
Oh,
Yeah.
embarrassing.
And then
Did you give him a head start? Or?
No, I just was just not going for it really, and then
That's your one talent, Mulley.
I challenged him again later on that night, and then ended up being sick in my own toilet again. So just trying to prove I was still a man, and it just backfired big time.
And you proved the complete opposite.
Yeah, turns out I'm just most definitely a child.
Oh,
Pretty sobering thought, to be fair.
Yeah, well, pretty unsobering action. Unsobering.
Or being sick, yeah.
Unsobering is what I just said. Unsobering.
That's peak comedy then.
Oh, God, we're really not with it. It's too hot.
It is fucking. It's definitely
My t-shirt is soaked. I've got to go to work in like half an hour.
I've been at work all day,
days.
and we have no aircon in the office, and it's just, I've got like a little tiny desk fan, and just blows hot air in your face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing. Fans just don't fucking do anything at the moment. They just rearrange the fucking hot
They
air.
just send you pheromones all around the room.
Pheromones. You've said a big word that I don't.
It's
know.
like the when you like sweat, you have these pheromones, and so the theory is that if girls smell boys' sweat, that they're like attracted to it because it's got like pheromones in it.
Ugh.
Yeah, so it's got that like manly musk. That's when And I've had girls say they like the smell of boys' sweat.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's true,
If you're a
bro.
girl, let us know. But I don't know if that's a thing.
I think it
If
is.
you're a girl, if there are any females listening, it seems very unlikely.
Females.
Basically, Laura, if you're listening, would you?
Yeah, our only female.
Is that the girl
Do you
that
know what?
watches you on Twitter all the time?
Yeah,
I don't know who that
she's
is.
brilliant.
Yeah, she's our number one fan. Other than Jack Marlin, there's the two.
Having said that, I was about to not rip into her, but say she just replies to all your tweets and stuff. But I've seen her and I don't know who she is, so it works. Fair play.
Yep. Our demographic on our analytics thing is 50% male and 50% female. So that is just Jack Marling and Laura Evans. They're the only two who listen.
What was?
Oh, Jack can reminisce about White Noise as well, though, to be fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
White Noise. Jack went to that one. Big up, Jack.
Clark, what was all that with the Loughborough? Do you know what's going on with the Loughborough situation?
So the last episode we talked about how we've got a listener in Loughborough, and we were shouting out Loughborough. It turns out, for some reason, my computer's settings are set to Loughborough, and I can't change it, and I don't know how. So that is me.
That can't all be you.
So I think
It's like a
at least
third.
half of it is probably
It's like
me.
a third of the There's a third of the population of the podcast.
Yeah, I just re-listened to them on my computer. No, but I don't actually listen to them on this computer, so maybe it's not me. but I just thought it was funny.
When you listen to them, do you listen to them on like Spotify after they're up or whatever, or do you listen to them on the recordings of your actual original one you have?
Well, I have to listen to it when I'm editing it, but then I'm not really listening to what we're saying. I'm just listening for like fuck ups in the audio, and then once it's out, I'll then listen to it at work just to see if it's funny or not.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I make myself laugh every single week.
That makes one of us.
Well, there we are. Thank you. Well, considering you haven't listened, Mulley,
I've listened to 3 out of 9.
Yeah, and 3 of the worst ones, I would argue.
Yeah,
I know,
comfortably.
Clark, you failed further maths, but that's a third of them. So,
and you've been included in the 10th, so fair play.
You've done well
I've
there.
listened to this one all. If in any consolation, I've listened to this one all the way through so far.
Well done.
Congratulations,
in the last
bro.
hour of us recording this, our most recent episode has gone up 8 plays.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So has it just been one of you guys pressing regret?
It's me trying to catch up with what's going on. So I can
Yeah, that's what it is.
actually partake in the
You've got
conversation.
in one ear, you've just got all of our podcasts going at the same time.
Oh, it does. It's just so you can get the in jokes.
Yeah. Do we have any in jokes? Jeffrey. Do you know who Jeffrey is, Mulley?
Yeah, he's a dude in America or whatever, isn't he?
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Big up.
Go,
Although
Jeffrey.
he's not our biggest American listener anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
the dude's
is
in
he
Loughborough, right? Just wrong on so many levels. Firstly,
not even nearly right.
Secondly, in England.
Yeah, I completely lied. He is the biggest. The Pennsylvania is still... Pennsylvania Pittsburgh is still the biggest fucking listener. Although we got someone from Washington.
And someone from Mexico as well.
That's the president. It's Trump in fucking... sitting in the White House listening. I won't put it past him. We did put his name in one of the episode titles.
That's where he's getting all his retarded ideas from. You two.
That's what it is. Shout out Trump.
If you're listening,
Let's not shout out Trump.
There's
we're not going to shout out Biden either. Fuck Biden.
okay. We know Ginger's political views.
On a political note, they're both pretty useless. They're just big old saggy men, aren't they?
You are coming across as a Tory again.
I don't I don't want a man who's gonna... He shouldn't be president, alright? Quite frankly. His mind's just absolutely fucked.
Yeah, but old Bojo just as saggy as he is.
I don't know, I think Bojo is younger. Like, Bojo can still talk.
Barely. Go to work. Don't go to work.
Which one would you get a blowjob from if you could choose?
Oh, Bojo.
Wait, but who's
Any
this between
day.
Trump and Bojo or Bojo and...
Yeah. No, Trump and Bojo.
It's got to be Bojo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it sounds like Blowjo.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Bojo, give me the...
And every time he came up for air, he'd crack a joke as well,
Yeah.
which would be amazing.
Every time he came up for air. How big's your winky?
How big is your...
Gagging on that shit.
I'm not going to say that live.
Have you guys measured your willies?
But if you want to know, it'll be on our Patreon soon enough.
The actual photographs of our cogs.
£200 and we release nudes.
But £100 and we released the guest lost nudes.
Hang on, so... That target is inevitably going to be hit before your one, though, because it's less. That seems very unfair. It's not like
I think it's
pick
fair.
a side, is it?
We're the people they come for, so you don't want to give...
Well, clearly not if they can't even see your cocks.
Very good. Very good. Mate, my head is literally melting off my body. I'm fucking...
My back is so
So,
Oh my god.
I don't know if you've ever seen that Key and Peele sketch where he's absolutely like there's water just gushing off his face when she accuses him watching like horse porn.
No.
Oh,
No.
it's one of the funniest
Find it
videos.
because you were googling horse porn.
You imagine you start googling horse porn and memes start coming up. What
Now we have to watch in your
disappointment.
house when you're younger, Ginger. Because your dad
Sorry?
you had to watch horse porn all the time instead.
That's how my parents brought me up.
Forced to watch it. You will masturbate.
We just had it on at the dinner table, mate. We just had a big projector just off to the side. No one was allowed to masturbate.
Do you think that gets anyone off?
Oh. Do you think that gets anyone what?
Get anyone off?
Yeah, there's got to be people who are just fucked up shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, there's got to be people out there. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it, I guess.
Yeah. I saw a porn once.
I mean,
It was. My friend George sent it to me. It was you know those hoverboard things, like the Swegways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a girl on one of them, riding around a coffee table, being chased by a man in one of those inflatable T-Rex suits. And he's chasing her around the coffee table, and then they end up. They're both on these fucking hoverboard things, and then they end up banging against the wall, still on the hoverboards, while he's in his fucking dinosaur suit with his willy sticking out the middle.
Oh my days.
It's impressive how they can stay up for that long and not fall
That's
off
awful.
those fucking things.
Yeah. Have you tried riding one?
I've not actually. I've been on like a proper big Segway.
Yeah, but they're easy.
They're fun though.
Yeah, but you can't do anything on them unless you're wearing literally full body padding.
What do you mean?
Do anything.
Like the amount I've been on it, I think, like twice. Like, you know, you go to Great Yarmouth Beach or whatever, and you can go on the segways, and it's so exciting.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
But you get literally padded up to the point where you can't even see. And you're just riding around a course that's made of bubbles or whatever, so you don't die. It's just pointless. They're so boring.
Oh,
Did you ever try those one-wheel segways?
no.
We used to have this Segway, and it had one wheel, right? And on either side the wheel would there'd be two flaps that come off to put your feet on.
Oh, like a motorized unicycle.
Essentially, yeah.
I haven't
There's
tried-
no seat or anything. It was just it was literally just the size of the wheel.
I can barely walk without falling over, let alone fucking ride one of them.
Oh, that's so difficult.
balance
That's
is
so
so
difficult.
bad.
It's like learning how to fucking ski.
All right, we get it. You're rich. You've been skiing.
I'm not. You gotta stop telling everyone I'm fucking
Someone's
rich,
got money.
bro.
Mate, you've got to stop
I
telling all
wish.
8 of your listeners that Charlie's rich, otherwise... Someone from Pittsburgh coming here to nick
Otherwise they'll
Ginger's
demand
money.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
days.
Trump. No, we've actually got 42
Listeners,
average.
oh, that's decent.
Yeah.
listeners.
That's more than I thought.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
I didn't mean
Is
to
it?
be rude there, but that's more than I thought.
Yeah, well, fuck you. Our audience size is 42.
This is your last episode on the podcast, Josh. Can I just say? You won't be coming back.
Yeah, everyone go on his Twitter and fucking send him.
My
hate.
Twitter is at
Piece of shit.
Gingell_Charlie, I think it is. I think that's the name.
Oh god, I'll
Oh,
ask
no, it's
you.
at CA Gingell, sorry.
This. I think it's about time we read the hashtags.
Oh yeah, do you want to read them?
Oh,
Or
I'm
does
interested,
Mulley
yeah,
want to read them
Actually,
out?
yeah, Molly can
Well, I've
have
got to
them.
search that hashtag
You-
to find the ones on Twitter, have I?
Yeah, you've also,
Yeah,
after
that's
this
right.
episode, you've got to tweet something with that hashtag.
Yeah.
That's a requirement to be on Guest Lost.
Right, okay.
That's really hard to say.
Especially when you're stupid.
Okay, there we are. How are you getting on, Mulley?
I mean, your absolute girl Laura has just said that the one about the kangaroo penis is the most educational episode.
No.
I haven't listened to it, but I feel like I will disagree.
We basically show you what a kangaroo's cock looks like, and what a duck's cock looks like, and what an echidna's cock looks like.
You showed
Oh,
me on a
for
podcast.
fucking
that's really
goodness.
interesting.
Yeah, well, on the YouTube video, I put the pictures up.
I see.
You would know that we put them on YouTube as well if you listen to all of them.
I do
But-
know. I do know.
Our first guest isn't even a fan of the show. How shit is that?
I don't have 9 hours of my life to sit and listen to you two chat shit when I can literally go to a pub with you and listen to it.
Well, stick your earphones in when you're at work.
Jack Marling mentioned that he's the only person to listen to this. Him and Laura.
Yeah.
The only two people to actually listen to this podcast, which is, as you can tell, for the 42 monthly listeners, average listeners.
Yeah,
wrong.
They've both just got 21 phones each and they listen to it.
That's a big mass for you.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
And not appreciating how Jack has decided that him and Laura are going to be called Winkies.
Oh yeah, I've started it so that all of our listeners are called Winkies. So Josh, do you want to become a Winky?
I'll be a third of a Winky. I'll be a Weir.
You'll be a Weir. You can just be one of the nuts if you like.
Yes.
Winky and the nut.
Well, 2 Winkies and 1 nut. Well, that sounds like some sort of fan fiction.
Right, people are into it, man. People are into it. They don't make it for nothing.
Put that on a horse.
Before we go, have you got anything to plug, Mulley? Any of your own socials?
No, I'm quite happy to not get the clout from this because I've been just made out to be a twat, basically.
Fair play.
Don't
Don't follow him on any social media.
Jesus, bro. That took a dark turn.
Nah, I mean, Josh is every one of my socials. So.
Yeah,
Considering everyone calls you Mulley, why have you gone with Joshua Joshy Josh?
Everyone, when you say everyone calls me Mulley, everyone called me Mulley in 2012. I think it's only you now, really.
Nobody's moved on, have they?
I'm.
Is it just me?
I live 100 miles away.
You should introduce yourself as Mulley. It's much cooler than fucking Josh.
All right.
I don't know. Josh is a pretty badass name, actually, I've got to say. Josh sounds like a skateboarder. You know what I mean?
Josh roller skated for a little while. That counts.
It's like Josh. It's like Zach. Zach's a fucking sick name.
I had a mate called Zach when I was younger, and he was American. And we went around his house once, and his brother tried to get us to go into the toilet and take pictures of our cocks. And his brother was like 3 years older. He knew what he was doing, man. It was weird.
Jesus Christ.
That's a bit creepy.
Yeah.
He tried. Wait. Say that again. He tried to get you to get pictures of your own cocks.
Yeah, we were at my house, but my old house. We went upstairs and he was like, "Oh, let's just go in here and just take pictures of our cocks." And we were like 6. I'm like, "Yeah, sounds great."
And you did it?
No, I didn't do it. My mum heard the conversation from the downstairs and was very.
Oh my!
She's like, "No, we don't have a
let's
lens
say-
that zooms in that far."
God, I bet you. Well, you're 6, man. Give him a break.
Very much since then. It's
Bit hard. You wouldn't rip a 6-year-old now, would you, mate?
Bojo's not coming up for air, if you know what I mean.
Oh, but there's. Oh, I can't believe that. I take it you didn't go to his house for a while.
Nah, I don't actually know what happened to him. I know his name.
Is he a sex offender?
And I see him on Facebook now and again. Not his brother. I don't know his brother's name. I don't remember. But yeah. Maybe my uncle, actually. No, shit.
Maybe it was Ginger's dad.
Absolutely call out my uncle on.
Oh, there's not only going to be Laura and Jack listening, it's going to be the police as well.
The Winkies and the Pigs.
The Winkies and the Pigs. Hello to the Winkies and the Pigs.
That's like the worst boy band ever.
That's actually my rap name. Does sound like a death metal band, to be fair.
The Winkies and the Pigs.
What would their first hit single be?
Bacon.
How would you sing about bacon and make it serious?
Bacon! Oh, that's my screamo impression.
Alright, Ollie Sykes, calm down.
You'd have to make it like an innuendo of some sort. You know, I love her when she touches my bacon. Something like that.
Take my pig and wrap it in a blanket.
Yes!
And that's why they call it a sausage roll.
Pigs in Blankets is the #1 tune of Winkies and Pigs. I'm not joking. Everyone's favourite Christmas time playlist.
We're bringing out a Christmas album.
Oh my god, the album covers would be horrendous. I really want to think about what they look like.
Oh god, can you imagine? The Winkies and the Pigs. It just sounds like a paedophile ring. Doesn't it?
It sounds like a Netflix documentary about a paedophile ring is what it sounds like.
Oh, they're starring Adam Sandler.
And Jennifer Aniston.
Right.
Oh, boys, I think it's about time we play the questions game.
I'm melting, so we've got to hurry up.
Questions game?
We're playing the questions game, Mulley. Have you been on any of the episodes where we've played the questions game?
I'm going to say yes to sound like I've been listening, but I'm also going to say no because I don't know what's going on.
Okay, wonderful. We basically end the podcast on... Well, we have been recently. I don't know how long it will last. There's only so many questions you can ask. Where Gingell comes up with a scene, and you have to basically just talk in questions.
You can only talk in questions, and if you can't repeat a question, and if you lose, then you're out, and if you win, then you get to sign off the podcast.
All right.
He doesn't sound...
So we'll do it in an order. So it'd be like I'll go first, and then Clark will go, and then you'll go, Mulley, and then it'll come back to me. So that's how we'll start it off.
Can it just be does it have to be a question with a question word, or can it just be like a normal sentence with a at the end, like to make it suggestive?
Yeah, fuck it.
It's got to be a legit question.
How are we gonna do this? Because 3 people doing this means that you'll ask me a question and I'll be answering you back with a question, and Mulley's got to answer that question.
So what we'll do. I don't even know, mate. Okay, you go against Mulley. I'll set the scene. What we'll do is you go against Mulley and I'll set the scene.
Okay, right. I got
you. Yeah. So I just won't take part.
No, I think Mulley should be the final.
Okay.
I also wouldn't mind hearing how this works because you haven't explained it particularly well.
Me and Clark will go against each other, and whoever wins goes against Mulley.
Yeah, Mulley has to fight the winner.
Okay. Right. So the scene is in an old in an old Texan town, at a bar, a saloon. Right. I'm the sheriff in the town, but you're like a rogue cowboy, like a Wild West Billy who's just walked in.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
I'm so excited to hear your unbelievably racist accents.
Alright, so I'll start then, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you the sheriff?
You know I'm the only sheriff in this town.
That wasn't a question.
I completely forgot the rules of the game. Oh my god.
That was the easiest one ever.
Oh my god. Right, and then incoming Mulley, he bursts in. He's the wife of the sheriff.
Okay.
I'm bursting.
Are you the wife of the sheriff?
You know I am. Is that how the game's played? I'm so confused.
Alright, well I win.
I was just copying Gingell. I didn't understand the game.
Thanks for listening to Get Lost On Air podcast.
Get lost.
Use the hashtag Get Lost On Air. Go follow Mulley, Josh everywhere. Don't follow Gingell.
Follow Charlie's voice crack.
Thanks, bye.
What a horrendous end.